Hey everybody. Alrighty, so today we have the man, the myth, the legend, the best lightsaber duelist in town, Commander Dooku. Now guys, I've been looking forward to this. This is amazing. I love the Clone Wars series and you see me do a lot of coverage on it. And to be honest with you, the models are fantastic. I love it. But guys, let's look into my new commander for my droid army, Count Dooku. Alright, so guys, remember, this is Whatever Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us while we do this unboxing. We cover Star Wars Legion, some Warhammer 40k, Middle Earth strategy, battle games. Really, whatever needs to be covered, it's usually on Wednesday. Saturdays is Sigmar Saturday, where we cover Age of Sigmar and all of its kind of little sub-games and stuff. Alrighty, so looking at the box itself, it's just one box. Oh, left a part in there. Alright. So, great art on the back, kind of gives you a rundown of what's in it. But we kind of are going to figure that out as we go. Alrighty. Let's see here. There we go, Mr. Dooku. You can stare at us while we're there. Alrighty. So, we have the standard Legion instructions. I will say this model is a little harder to build because of this one hand. It's kind of got a weird connection point, but I'll show you that here in just a second. Alrighty, as far as the model goes, he's not really that many pieces, and he comes in the kind of plastic resiny stuff that FFG used for a lot of the Empire and Rebels armies that we hadn't seen in the Clone Wars on the droid side. So this may be our only like gummy plasticky model for the droids ever. Alright, so here's his main body. And we have the front and then the back, and of course up top where the cloak and everything goes in. Now here's the weird part. This is his cloak. It looks fantastic. I love the cloak. This is his hand. His hand attaches in the cloak. Let's see if I can get it to stay in there. But I don't know how well you can see it, guys. There's a little bitty groove right here in his cloak, and that's where the hand attaches in. So it goes in like that. Oh, come on. Come on. I know I can do this. Alright, it goes in there like that, like on its side. It's really weird, and it's really kind of a pain in the butt. If you're building this model, guys, these are the first two pieces that need to go together, trust me. If you put the model together like this, and actually put the cloak and the body together, and then you go... Or sorry, if you put the model together like this with the cloak and the body together, and then you're like, oh, I need to get this hand in there. Good luck. Alright, so definitely, guys, what I did is I put this hand in, right, into the cloak, and then I put the rest of him together, starting with the body, and then his other lightsaber, and we kind of went from there. But going through the other stuff, you know, just kind of rough building him. He has such a cool pose, especially with that cape. And there's so many different ways you can paint him, especially with his one lightsaber. This is probably one of my most favorite models that have come out for Legion in a long time. The pose is amazing. You know, just the detail is great. And I cannot wait to get mine painted up and use him on the tabletop. Alright. So, let's put little Dooku over to the side, and let's look at some of his unit cards, because he's kind of unique when it comes to the actual unit itself. It's got some things that I wasn't expecting, but you know, I'm happy they're there. Alrighty. So the kind of standard tokens, the 3 surges, the suppression, aim, dodge, standby, 3 single wounds, a triple wound, his unit marker, And of course, guys, the ever important proof of purchase. I don't really know what we're supposed to do with these. If there was a reward program we could turn in these things for, it'd be awesome. But guys, it's kind of your standard Fantasy Flight tokens. Okay. So as far as upgrades goes, he is a Force user, so he does have some really cool Force powers. He has Esteemed Leader, which is an upgrade I'm probably actually going to give him, to be honest with you. He's probably going to be running around the table with 4 units of B1 battle droids. So the B1s all get Guardian 1. Okay? So he can kind of pass off his wounds to your B1s to help him stay alive a little bit longer. Because his mobility isn't as good as Grievous, so he kind of needs a little bit extra protection. So Anger, after you suffer 1 or more wound, gain 1 aim token. Not bad. I don't know how good it's going to be on Operative Vader. That'd be great, but it's kind of like you take this, and if you were able to get Tenacity, that'd be pretty cool. But, alright. Fear, which is dark side only. You gain Demoralize 1. After your rally step, each enemy unit at range 1 to 2 gains up to 1 suppression token. That's pretty good. Alright. This on Palpatine is going to be amazing. And your standard Force Choke, which you see on a lot of dark side users, to kind of just be like, oh, I'm going to tap this, and now that one model just dies. Alright. Pretty well. Takes 1 wound, but still, pretty great. Alright. So, let's shuffle these up, and we're going to take a look at Count Dooku himself. We'll kind of come a little closer. Alright, he has 6 wounds, 3 courage, which is great. He saves on red dice, and has a surge to crit. He has speed of 2. He has 3 force slots and a leader slot. I kind of would have liked to have seen a gear slot, but I kind of understand why. He's 205 points, so he ain't cheap. But everything else in the army is, so that's why. He has 2 attacks. He has his lightsaber, which is 5 red dice. It is melee only, impact 2, pierce 2, and then he has his lightning. Now, guys, this is the really this is the thing to look for, especially when it comes to his command cards later. It's range 1 to 2, not melee to 2, like Emperor Palpatine's, and he has 5 black dice with pierce 1 and scatter, which is pretty cool. And we'll talk about that kind of later on. I see him and Dooku being a really good pair because you can use your lightning to scatter a unit closer to you and then run in with Grievous to kind of finish the unit off. But he has cunning, so if you tie on your pips for your command cards, you just automatically win, which is great. Alright, it has to be his command cards, though. It cannot be like the generic ones. Alright, deflect, so you spin a dodge, and any surge you roll is a wound back at your enemy. Alright, immune pierce, so he can't be pierced against you, which is kind of your standard lightsaber user power. But what he has is Makashi Mastery, which is great. So you reduce the pierce of one of your weapons, and the defender loses immune pierce. So you go up against Luke, and you drop your lightsaber to pierce 1, and you still get pierce. Pretty cool. Going to be a great ability. Alright, Master of the Force 2, so at the end of the activation you may ready up to 2 of your upgrade cards. I think Force Choke's going to be great on him. There are a couple other abilities and some builds. I truly think Count Dooku is going to have a lot of different ways you can play him, especially with his Force powers. And I think he's really going to be a true powerhouse in the droid army, and you're going to see him a lot. Especially right now, because, you know, you only have 2 commanders. But he in the future is probably going to be a card that stands up kind of like Emperor Palpatine. I think he's going to be a lot of trouble on the tabletop, and he's going to be fantastic for droid armies. All right, as far as his command cards go, so his 3-pip, You Disappoint Me, which, you know, great art with him using his lightning against Anakin. So it's Count Dooku in 2 units. So obviously, you know, you want to give 1 to your B1 battle droids to make your chain. But When Count Dooku issues an order to a unit, that unit gains 1 dodge token. After Count Dooku performs a ranged attack against a troop unit, you may perform a speed 2 move with that unit. Okay, pretty good. Alrighty. Is 2 pip, double the fall. Right? It's Count Dooku in 1 unit, so at the start of the activation phase, if Count Dooku has a face-up order token, he may return it to his pool in order to choose up to 2 enemy units at range 1 to 2 and return their order tokens to their order pools. This card is probably going to be the downfall of Rex in a lot of clone units, especially ones that want to fire support you off the table. Alright, it lets you take those face-up order tokens and just get rid of them. That's great if he's in combat and he's taking wounds and you want to get kind of the jump. You can kind of get rid of melee users' pools and things. Alright, but overall, great card. And we have Fear, Surprise, Intimidation, which is his 1 pip, with amazing art of him cutting off Anakin's hand. It's great. And hopefully, guys, this means we're going to have Anakin Skywalker very, very soon as commander for the clones. I really hope we get him with Ahsoka as like an add-on but can also be an operative. That would be a really cool bonus. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Fantasy Flight, if you're hearing this, we want Anakin as a commander with Ahsoka as a hanger-on, but give her a unit card so she can also be used as an operative by herself, please. All right, but it's just Count Dooku for his 1 pip. Count Dooku gains Arsenal 2 and Relentless, and each of his ranged weapons gains Versatile. After he performs an attack, each defender gains 2 suppression tokens. This is great, guys. So it really allows you to cover some ground and to get some attacks in. So he can move once, shoot his lightning at a unit, and then use the what's called the scatter ability to rearrange them so you can actually get the unit closer to Count Dooku, and then he uses his second move to get in there and just slice away with his lightsaber. Overall, fantastic card, and it is going to be a card that really puts the hurt on people. So watch out. If Commander Dooku is close to your leaders, he's going to probably play this card and go in and just slice them to death. Now, it is kind of a weakness for the CIS because they, they rely on that command token kind of mastery. They want to give it to all the B1s and all the other units. This is only for Count Dooku, so you're really going to need to use your HQ uplinks to make your chain go off on your B1s. But overall, guys, this is a fantastic card. Alright. So, as far as Count Dooku goes, guys, this is our review of him. He is amazing. I think every droid player is going to want him. And if you just want something fun to paint, he's a great model that I think would give you a really good challenge. But folks, kind of use him as you will. Do me a favor, if you know an interesting build that you're excited to play with for Count Dooku, put it in the comments down below, guys, and let me know what you think. But overall, this is a great unit with great rules, and I think great replayability in how differently you can kind of kit him out. But guys, thank you so much for coming to Whatever Wednesdays, and thank you so much for looking at this review. I greatly would appreciate it if you please hit the subscribe button down there and give me a big old thumbs up on that way. Alright, and let me know, guys, what you want to see in the future. I've got some Warhammer 40,000 videos coming up, which will be great, and I'm hoping y'all will enjoy. But thank you so much for coming, guys. This is Queen City Gaming, signing out, folks, and thank you for coming to Whatever Wednesday. Alrighty, that's all.